Hey everyone, Fat McCann here, and it's time for another collection video. So, last time I showed Spyro's Adventure and Swap Force, I forgot to show the game. So, we have this for the Wii. We have this Swap Force for Wii U. Let me actually grab the Trap Team game real quick. The rest of these are options for Wii U. So, the Trap Team, and we'll get to these eventually, but we have the Wii U version, Superchargers, and Imagineers. Okay, so we're going to be talking about Trap Team, which is actually my favorite game in the series. I'm going to have to cut the cameras when I actually get the traps and bounce this on my trap tray. So I also do have a guidebook for the game. Team Mode guidebook. I have one for Supercharged. I don't know where the hell it is, but so we're going to be going over the different elements in this game that exist. So the first thing we're going to talk about for us is the Trap Masters. So I'll just say this. I love Trap Team, but there's one thing I wasn't a huge fan of, and that was the one thing I was not a huge fan of was them forcing you to use the Trap Master. Which, let me explain for those who don't know what I mean. For those who don't know, at least in Swap Force, while we did have the swappers, the only thing they were really needed for was the swap zones. But, like, you could still play the game. Say, like, there's a dual gate that's, like, Earth and Tech, and you're like, you know, I really hate both the Earth Trap swappers. I don't want to use them. It's like, okay, one person can use Magna Charge, the other player can use, like, Scorp, and it's like, okay, you can open the gate. Here, it's like, you specifically need Trap Masters to do anything in this game. So we're going to start out with Wave 1. So first thing we got is Snapshot. Each of the characters have their own weapons. So you might notice it's actually a brand new Snapshot, because the one I had originally, the arrows were actually broken on it. So that's kind of cool. So he's brand new. Put him back in the bag. So that was the start pack. And then we got some other stuff. We'll talk about the Trap Masters first. There were technically six to come out during Wave 1, which are Jawbreaker. Yeah, with his Trap Team Fish. You might also notice, I talked about this in the last video, but this is actually not the one I originally owned, because the one I had originally, the left fist, actually broke off. Yeah. Then we have Crypt King. Shout out to Crypt Pressure. He's too big for this damn... with his sword. Is it a sword or is it called something else? Let me actually check what this thing is called. The other one has... That's the wrong page. Because everyone has like their own weapon. Okay, he has arrows. Crypt King... Or the broad sword is what it's called. Okay. And then of course he has his fists. Trap Team Punch, we got those two. And then the other ones we got. Most people don't know this is a Wave 1. This gear shift with her Trap Team gear. So, she's available pre-order. I think I actually saw her in... I remember seeing her in stores without pre-ordering. I didn't buy her till around Wave 4, but it's kind of cool that you can at least get her. Okay, next we have the fan favorite Wildfire with his shield. The Dark Edition of him actually came with the pack. You can also see they also have like a Trap Team symbol on them. And of course we got the other two we got of course Gusto with his boomerang. He was available in the 3DS. My dad's watching stuff in the background, so apologies if you hear noise. And then we got Wallop with his hammers. He's considered one of the most broken characters in the game. So that's Wave 1. Pretty standard. So we're missing Life, Magic, and Magic. Okay, so let's go to Wave 2. So we got 3 that actually came with this wave. So we got... So the characters we got... Life, we got Bushwhack with his axe. Kind of cool. One of his paths is actually healing, so that's kind of cool. So a couple of these characters heal themselves. Gusto also can heal himself, and Crypt King on one of the paths can also heal himself, so that's kind of cool. Got Bushwhack. We also got... I'm looking up what their weapons are. They actually don't call this trap team stars this attack, but we have Lobstar. Like Lobster, get it. He's pretty cool, I like him. And one of the most hated characters of all time is Head Rush. So this horn is actually really fragile, kept falling off, but I was able to fix it, so she's one of the most hated characters in the game. Those are your wave 3. So okay, so we're missing Magic, right? No, because someone Activision said let's make 2 new elements that we're not going to reveal till later on. So there are actually 5 Trap Masters for Wave 2. So here's for Wave 3. We have another character that nobody really likes, Blaster Mine, who's Brain Waves. The only thing we really cared about him for was his soul gem to unlock the frickin' lock puzzles. We also got Kaboom. There's cannonballs. And frickin' Tough Luck. I'm not gonna reference that frickin' robot chicken thing, because frick that. Or Warblades. Also, she's not even getting that out of mind. I don't even think she's that. I don't even think she's looks that good at all. Like, Jesus. I mean, she also has a thing to heal herself. That's kind of cool. So, I guess a little story about this. So, I remember I have an old video where I show my thing for Christmas. I remember we went to Toys R Us. I got a couple of things I was missing. So, a couple of cores, like Shredhead, Rhino, Puffus, stuff like that. And I picked up a couple other guys, you know, the traps I was missing. And then I remember I went to... they just put these out. I remember seeing the light and dark expansion kits. And I'm like, okay, I'll grab these. So we have Night Light. These guys are freaking huge, too. And we also got Nightmare. Yeah, we got those. They were actually released later on as Wave 4s. The Trap Masters, but the thing is, I feel like it was best to buy the expansion kits because you got the traps. So we got those. And then Wave 4, we only got, again, we have 3 left. So we have Shortcut, one of the smaller guys, but he has his scissors. And we have Thunderbolt. So, fun fact, he's actually the only Trap Master I never actually bought originally. I had him last time, obviously, but he was one of the few I didn't buy. Oh, and he has a Thunder Sword, because everyone needs a freaking sword in this game. What do they call the other ones, out of curiosity? Oh, Flamberg is the freaking... Flamberg sword for Nightmare, and then Nightlight is a scimitar. It's a freaking sword. For God's sake, there's the same thing. Yeah, so he was actually the last one I picked him up, I think, before the last collection video, so... Yeah, and the final one, probably the only, like, somewhat expensive, is Enigma. But the staff, he's like $30, but... He's kind of cool. So that's, like, the only... The sad thing is, like, if you actually wanted to get characters, you probably would only need these characters in the game. Like, that's not even a joke. You could probably just use those characters and you'd be fine. Because, like, the cores basically felt like nothing. They added minis, which felt like nothing as well. So, let's talk about the rest of Wave 1. So, we have the cores. We have Torch. And we also have We have 3 cores. We have Torch, Funny Bone, and Chopper. These are all pretty easy to find. They had free packs with these 2 and Shroom Boom, and then one with Torch and Blades and Gilgrunts. So we have these free. Okay, let me actually zip this up now so we can move on to the core section of the backpack. Got those free. And then we got some repos. We got Tidal Wave, Gilgrunt, and Sure Shred Shroom Boom. What do these actually do? Let me check their WoW pals out of curiosity. Gilgrunt allows you to ride a giant Leviathan, and then Shroom Boom creates like a pinball kind of thing, so that's kind of cool. Again, these are pretty common. The repos actually aren't that expensive in this game. And then Wave 2 came out. Oh, wait, I forgot to show us we have Blades as well. So, they did an interesting thing when releasing him. He also has the Trapped Master symbol, which makes no sense. Because he's not a Trap Master, but... Yeah, also, real creative name there. Freaking Blades. Really? You could have come up with something more interesting? Anyways, so they released this in a unique way. So they released him in the Nightmare Express thing, but they also released him in a free pack so you can get a legendary blade. So that's kind of cool, I guess. Also, it's kind of hard to see, but I also got some... Just to show this real quick. So we got some new shelves. These are for the Swap Force, Imaginaries, which we'll get to later. The Trap Team, which we'll get to in a second. Yeah, just want to show this real quick. Actually, hold on. Let me grab this from the shelf while I'm at it. We're talking about expansion pieces. So this came with the Nightmare Express, which unlocked a new level. It also came with the Piggy Bank and the Hand of Fate. So there's actually 2 Hands of Fate, the regular and the legendary. I picked up the regular one for like $1, because why not? Because I didn't own it originally. What does this do? Let's check the instructions. It says it does... It stuns enemies so you can better manage a fight. And then they don't even call it the Piggy Bank. They call it the Hog Hoarder, which they didn't even get it right. Increase the shirt. Also, look at these weak descriptions. Like, they literally did not care. I also love how it said Volcanic Volt in Swap Force, even though this came out in SSA. These people don't know what the heck they were doing when they made this. Yeah, so that was the first expansion pack. And then we get to Wave 2, where we get to some other characters. So we have 5 other characters came out. We have Fizzy Frenzy, Pop Fizz, Hog Off, Rhino, Full Butt, Jetpack. It's kind of cool that Rhino actually got a second appearance. So he just turns into Super Beast form. He has an extra back blaster, and then he just rides the freaking motorcycle or whatever, so it's generic. So we got those. And the other cores, we got 2 cores that came out. We had Fist Bump and Treadhead. So these guys are kind of cool. Oh, I forgot to show this actually. This came with the starter pack Food Fight. Shout out to Boomerang for getting 338 of these damn things. I don't know why you'd ever want that many of a figure. Man, I love Stealth Up, but Jesus. I guess if I were to get a huge amount of figures, I'd just say like probably like 10 Sky Diamonds, honestly. So I can just grind the hell out of everything. Okay, so those are the cores, essentially. But Wave 2 also had another expansion pack. It had the Mirror Mystery with Deja Vu. And this came with... I'm not sure what this is called. You guys can tell me in the comments. It has like this type of reflection thing at the mirror. Floats back and forth. And it came with the Tiki Speaky and the Rocket Ram. The Tiki Speaky allows you to talk talks to you and stuns enemies, and then the rocket ram is a giant rocket that damages enemies. Okay. They put, like, no effort on these. I can tell they put no effort on these attacks, didn't they? Okay, so that was that expansion kit. Okay, we're gonna cut to wave 3 now. So this is where people are gonna give me crap for saying I'm gonna be wrong. I know High Five and Batspin are technically wave 3, but they only got released in Europe in wave 3, so I'm not counting those yet. So we only got 2. We got Trailblazer, and brand new to the collection is Cobra Cadabra. He's kind of cool. I like him. He's like a musician type guy. And I want to show the expansion kits. These are the Midnight Museum and the Sunscrapper Spire that actually light up on the portal. Let me show that real quick. Kind of see, they kind of light up. It's kind of. Let me turn the light off real quick so you guys can see that. You guys can see that? I'm going to turn the Wii U on. Give me a minute. Okay. Also, I think it literally crashed the... We know it crashed the damn Wii U. I know. Don't need to tell me that. So there's that. That's all the expansion kits. And now we're going to get to the cores, I guess, of the... Now we're going to cut... I'm going to skip wave 4, actually, for a minute when I talk about cores, because there's actually a reason for that. I think most people know. So, wave 5 came with... So, wave 5 came with 3 characters. Enigma. This came with Flynn Kong. And brand new to the collection, we have Flipwreck. He looks kind of cool, I guess. So we got that for wave 5. Okay, the reason I'm going to talk about wave 4 for a minute. Okay, let me actually turn this damn... Okay, it actually turned off. Never mind. Okay, so wave 4... Here's how they release it. So, it came with... It came with 4... Technically 6 cores, actually, if you think about it, because it came with Batspin High 5. There's High 5. Batspin's actually brand new to the collection. So that's kind of cool. Now I have all the free delays. I think High 5's the only one I actually bought, because I thought it was really cool. And the other ones we got Rocky Roll. Which is about $35, picked them up. So the big 3 that most people want are Blackout, Echo, and Spotlight. I was able to actually, thanks to own this as a kid, pick up Blackout. Considering they're worth about $90 now, it's actually kind of cool because I bought it back in the day. I actually don't own Spotlight or Echo. This is actually the first collection where I'm actually missing figures. They're like $80 or something. Here's the thing. If I can find one online for like $60 maybe, I might pick it up because I've heard people say Echo and Spotlight are actually really cool characters. I'd say they're kind of, you can get for a little bit lower than what they're worth. I'd say they're worth it. Unlike another freaking character who we'll get to in Imaginaries. If you know, you know. So those are the cores. Next we're going to get to, let me actually put Blackout back on the expensive shelf. So next we're going to finally talk about the minis. So the minis felt kind of pointless. They're basically smaller versions of other characters. So here are the minis. I have basically almost a complete collection. We have Spry Mini Jam for Magic. I also have a second Spry because I accidentally sent me a duplicate instead of the small fry I got. And then we also got Bob and Terabyte. And Hijinks Ice Mom. Glad they at least gave Hex a mini. Because Hex does not get enough credit. As I mentioned before, she does not get the credit she deserves. And these are actually all brand new to the collection now. So we have the following characters. Jurobot and Trigger Snappy. I'm actually glad Jurobot got a repose. It's really cool. We have green and red base Gilroy. I owned green originally, but I picked up red, because why not? And also brand new, we got Fumbling. Very new. I actually owned a green base Sugar Sappy at one point. And we have Small Fry and Wee Ruptor, brand new. Never actually owned the original version of him, so that's cool. We got Barkley. And we got Pet Vac, so never owned that either. So this is going to be kind of weird. So we have Whisper Elf, but you know she's green base, not red. And the reason why is because the green base is only like $15, while the red base is like $45, and it's because it's just the base color. I know people are going to say this is against the collection, but honestly, if you're going to get it, just get the freaking green base. You're going to save yourself money. Also, you might notice I don't own Breeze because she's $150 and she's definitely not worth the damn price. Because the minis feel kind of pointless to me anyway, so it's like, why the heck would you ever make the minis this expensive? Like, I understand, like, Whisper Elf because of the Wave 4 thing, but at least she was at least available on SSA. And Barkley, even though he was a Wave 4, you could at least get him in the 3DS starter kit, so he was cheap. And then Pet Vac was sold in a buddy pack, which came with Jetvac and Pet Vac. So yeah, like, those I get, but like, Breeze is like, the weird thing is that Breeze is actually the most expensive character, and she's more expensive than freaking characters like, yeah, she's more expensive than characters like, I don't know, Blackout, and Echo. Okay, now we're finally going to talk about the gimmick of the game, which is the traps. The thing I loved about this game. So, I actually have, you might have actually noticed I'm using this for my stand, so I'm going to, it's kind of a mess, so I'll kind of show. Okay, I'll actually take a couple of these out, the extras out. Start talking about them individually, I guess. Okay, so we'll start with each element. Actually, let me stop the camera and take these out. Okay, so you can actually see the traps right now. This is actually the regular one. This is like $50 freaking dollars. I'm shocked. So the thing I loved about Trap Team was the gimmick. I'll put this on my knee. Was to take a character, you know, beat your character from the game, take a trap, put it in the portal, have the character go from the game into the trap, and you can put that trap, put it back in the portal, and then play as that character. That was one of my favorite gimmicks of the game. So I'm going to go over each of the traps. So we have, so wave 1, in the starter pack you got the Water Tiki, and the Life Hammer. So those came with it. And then they gave you a couple of each. So wave 1, you also got the Tech Scepter. A couple extra ones, you got the Water Log Holder and Jughead. So something odd is actually put Chillbro and Brawl and Chain in the wrong spot. It's kind of odd. You only got one other life trap. This was the Torch. And then Undead, you got 2. You got the Orb. And the Skull. And then Earth, you had the Hammer. And the Orb. Air, you only had 1, which was the Jughead. Fire, you had 2. You had the Torch. And the Scepter. I actually own a duplicate Scepter because of a special pack. The Magic Force, you got the Skull. And the Log Holder. And if you're able to get the special thing, the Chaos Trap. So then Wave 2 came out. So this is basically your Wave 1 thing. And the problem you realize that these 4 were all early on. So, okay. And then Wave 2 came out. And they're like, okay, we need more traps. So we got the Tech Angel, Tech Hand. If you actually have the special 8-pack, you got the Tech Tiki, which is the only way to actually get that. The Water Axe. And the Angel. Also, how many of you in the comments remember going to like Toys R Us or Walmart and just seeing a shelf of just water trash because they could not sell these for some reason? Yeah. And the toucan. So this sucked because of how little the life traps were. You were able to complete actually most of these though, because you had the Undead Handed Axe. So basically that was complete. So you got that complete. You got the Earth Toucan. An Hourglass, and that was complete. You had the Air Screamer. Toucan. And Hourglass, so basically you got those. And then you got the Fire Screamer. The Magic Axe. And for some reason the Magic Hourglass, because here's what I don't get. Why did they release so many freaking... There's only 6 magic villains. Like, why? And then Wave 3 came along, they did again, one of each. So you got the Tech Flying Helmet. Water Flying Helmet, now you had all the waters. Life Snake. Actually brand new to collection, never actually owned this originally, the Undead Snake. And I also have a Air Snake. So these are actually brand new to collection, never actually owned these. The Earth Totem, this is actually a variant with Red Hot Tussle Sprout in it, so that's kind of cool. I also have a couple other variants. I have the Outlaw Brawl Chain. I actually own this originally by lawsuit. You might notice some black marker on it. I did that on purpose so I could tell the difference between the traps. And we also got a Steam Broccoli guy. The only ones I'm missing are Steampunked... Sorry, Steam Broccoli guy. I'm missing Steampunk, Shrednaught, and I'm missing a Rebel Lob Goblin. We also got the Fire Totem. And then, of course, we need another freaking magic trap, so we got the freaking magic totem. This is where we actually get to the expensive stuff, because we have the Light Owl and the Dark Spider. These are worth 35 bucks each, which is quite interesting. And then Wave 4 came out. And they released a couple other things. We got the Tech Handstands, who actually finished all the techs. The Life Sword, so we actually have most of them. This is a Riot Shield Shredder trap from E3. We have the Earth Handstand. They also released a Easter version. And the Fire Spear. The Magic Rocket. And some special stuff. We got the Light Rocket. The Dark Handstand. These are both all actually brand new, by the way, if you're wondering. And the Dark Sword. And this is the Ultimate Chaos Trap. There's no difference at all. Just put the extras in here. So I basically have no room for anything else. I'm about to get like a second trap, a mini trap for my extras. On the end of the spear. So, you might notice we're missing some traps. So, the stupid thing is, the Yawn Traps actually never came out in the US. Which is freaking criminal. But they never actually released these damn things. I don't know why, but they literally never released these in the US. Only in Australia, because remember I said how Australia gets all the good stuff? In Europe, we don't get anything? Yeah, that's what I mean. We didn't get those. And that pisses me off. Because, like, you need the freaking traps for the game. Also, these are my special ones. speaking of special traps, I picked these up as well. Not too long ago, we have all the legendary traps. These actually came out of comic books. Comics. Let me actually show them on here. Let's see. Yeah, so these actually came with comics, which is kind of cool, actually. And give me a minute. I'm actually going to grab the variants for this game. This game actually had a good amount of variants. I believe there's actually 15 of them. It's actually easier now thanks to my shelves. Okay, let's talk about the variants and what they came with. Supercharged to be easy to do because everything's just in one bag. So, first off, to start with, there was the Dark Edition starter pack. It came with a Dark Snapshot, Dark Food Fight, and Dark Wildfire. So these are all pretty cool. So these are actually all brand new. The only, I think, variants I ever owned originally were Legendary Bushwhack, Deja Vu, and Blades, and then the 2 Easter minis. So these were all, like, Wave 1. So you got these in the Dark Edition. I mentioned before, we have Legendary Blades. I also talked about the Legendary Hand of Fate, so we got that. And we had these store exclusives, so we had Legendary Jawbreaker, the only Legendary I was actually missing, and Nitro Crypt King. He is tall. Okay, I like the Nitro on this more than I did the frickin' Nitro Freeze Blade. I'll say that. Wave 2 didn't have any. Then we get to 2.5, where we had 2 other special figures. We had Legendary Deja Vu, and one of my favorites, Winterfest Lobstar. I love the Christmas characters, as you guys know. And that is no exception. And then Wave 4 came out. And we got some other things. We got Legendary Bushwhack, as I brought before. And the Nitro Head Rush. Again, the Nitro actually looks kind of nice. And the funny thing is the horns actually aren't broken on this one. And the other variants, of course, we got are Love Potion Pop Fizz. We had 2 Easter minis. I actually owned these originally before their original figures. And then closing it out with Wave 5, there was Gnarly Barkley, who was Toys R Us, which is interesting. And we also had a King cover for that, so that's brand new as well. So that's my Trap Team collection. Next we're going to get to Supercharger, which actually has a couple special figures. If you notice the shelf, there's actually 2 special figures I'm going to talk about. And I'm basically almost complete with that game. I'm missing, like, the 2, like, gold hot streaks or whatever. I think I'm only missing Power Blue Trigger Happy, and that's it, and Regular Throwpede. So yeah. Hope you guys enjoy this collection. Let's do Superchargers next. The game I have, like, no info about, but whatever. Later, guys. Hey everyone, FitMcCann here, and you might be wondering why the Trap Team video took a while. This is actually a mid update in the collection video. So I mentioned I was missing 3 figures. Now I'm only missing 1. So I picked up a Spotlight for about 75 bucks in the Skylanders store. So basically what happened is I saw on the store they had a couple updates. They had about 5 Spotlights, 2 Echoes. So I can only buy 1, and I'm like, might as well buy Spotlight. Give me an opportunity. It's more than I would spend, but why not? And then I was going to buy it. It's like $74.99, so it's like, oh, I'm sorry, you need to pay $75 to get free ship. I'm like, that's garbage. And then I saw what else they had. I didn't want to go over $100, obviously. So they had Echo. I'm like, I'll hold off on him, on her. I saw Mystical Bad Juju, which I do own. I'll show that in a Imaginaries video. But yeah, so we have that. And then they also had some other stuff. They had a Wildstorm for 175. Didn't want to buy it. They also had a Breeze for 150, which, even though I'm still missing Breeze, not worth it. So another character I picked up actually a couple days ago. This is actually the most I've ever... Bless you. This is actually the most I've ever spent on a single Skylander. It is $80. I think this actually ties Blackout for the most expensive now. And I actually picked up an Echo. They had, like... This was the last one in stock, and I managed to pick it up. I think they had 2 in stock, and I managed to actually pick it up. So she looks really cool. So now the collection... The only figures I'm probably missing now are Breeze and Red-Based Whisper Elf. But again, we're not even going to bother getting that character, because we already own the green base. Why spend freaking $35 extra just to get a different base color if it's the same figure, you know? Okay, so that should do it. I will see you guys. Now I will see you guys for the next video where we do swap superchargers. I'm still missing Power Glue Trigger Happy, so hopefully I'll get him by the time the video gets made. So yeah, we are guys.